Hello, my name's Simon and I'm the lead instructor for Urban Fox Self-Defence. Now, I got asked by a student what the crime rate was like in Yeovil, and honestly, I answered the student honestly and said I didn't know. So I did some research and come across this website called crimerate.co.uk. Now, it displays all the information that I wanted about various crimes that have. It's not just specific to Yeovil or Somerset; it covers the whole country. So I've had a good read through it, and I've had a scroll down as well, and I had a quick look down here first. Now, the first graph I wanted to show you was Yeovil compared against the rest of Somerset on it takes an average. I won't go into the exact details. I'll leave that up to you because otherwise the video will be all day. But the one that does worry me the most is possession of weapons is much higher in Yeovil than it is in compared to the rest of Somerset. The public order is quite high. But the one that does worry me is violence and sexual offences. So I'd assume be against the person, violence against the person. This is quite a worrying trend, and it is quite high for against Somerset, which I was stunned, to be honest. I didn't realise that the level of violence in Yeovil was that high, but obviously it is. So there's not much I can do about it. The only thing I can suggest is come to self-defense classes. I can teach you how to defend yourself in violent situations. I can also teach you about against possession of weapons as well. So if somebody has got a weapon, it doesn't specify what sort of weapon it is. So it could be a knife, it could be a bat, it could be anything. But Urban Fox teaches you knife defences, and it also teaches you defense against stick-like weapons. So that could be bats, it could be a broom handle, it could be anything. But obviously, when it comes to if you get into an altercation with somebody who's got a knife, I would always suggest that you fight for life, not for things. So if they just want your mobile phone, your wallet, keys, whatever, they're easily replaced. So just hand them over. It's a lot easier and it's a lot safer. But if they want to take you somewhere, or they threaten you physically that they're going to stab you, kill you, whatever, then obviously you fight like hell, and you give them everything that you've got. Now, I've had the privilege of being able to teach men and women, and I've found that some women have the bigger fear of being a victim of a sexual offence, and when I teach them and give them basics, they gain more confidence, and that's something that makes me happy. And obviously, you have the right to defend yourself, and Urban Fox was set up because everybody has the right to feel safe. So, but I'm going to scroll down a little bit more and have a quick look at this is the actual summary of crimes in Yeovil this year. So antisocial behaviour is quite high, criminal damage is a lot higher than I thought it was going to be. So we've got, and violence and sexual offences is very, very high, which is quite worrying. That's nearly 2,000 this year, and we are in October. Now, if you compare it to other medium-sized towns in Somerset, somewhere like Frome is 112% safer. One of the only places that's more dangerous than Yeovil is Bridgewater, which is quite surprising. Again, it's quite surprising. But we'll scroll down a little bit more. And so this is all the recent crimes in Yeovil, but we'll just skip past that. And I wanted to show you... this is the one I wanted to show you. This is comparing Yeovil to the UK's major cities. And you've got... So places like Barnet, Croydon, Sheffield, Bristol, Coventry and Leicester are all considered safer than Yeovil when it comes to actual crimes. And then places like... but it is above Liverpool, Birmingham, Bradford and Leeds. Now, I don't like to compare different places. Some places get an unfair reputation, others it's deserved for various reasons. But obviously, being below these places, I'm quite surprised about, to be honest. I thought Yeovil would be safer than a big city like Leicester or Coventry or even Bristol. So that makes for interesting reading. And I was shocked when I first read it. And it's something I've discussed with my students as well, and they were quite surprised. So I do recommend that you have a look at your own personal safety, because nobody wants to be a victim. I'll have a quick look at the Yeovil Neighbourhood. So you've got Yeovil Milford Park, Yeovil Preston Plucknett, Yeovil South and Yeovil Town. Now, I haven't actually got a map of how it looks, but Yeovil Town, I'm going to assume, is probably the town centre, to be fair. So it's probably worth having a look at, having a look in a bit more depth when you get time. I'm not going to do that today, just because otherwise their video will be about 3 hours long and then you'll get bored, so I would rather keep it. But one thing I wanted to say is I teach every Thursday. Come on down, have a look on the Facebook page, come on down, and your first lesson is free. But make sure you message the page or drop me an email, contact@urbanfoxsd.co.uk, because then it means that I can get you signed on, get all the paperwork filled out. And then obviously if you're carrying any injuries or any medical conditions, then obviously I can adapt my teaching to suit you. It's not strictly you have to be fit and able-bodied. You could have a myriad of injuries or whatever, so you still want to be active, but there's certain things you can't do, so I can adapt my teaching to you. But if you don't fancy an in-person class, I've got 2 sets of videos up for sale at the moment. They're £49 at the moment. They are one covers understanding reasonable force, so that says what you can and can't do when it comes to defending yourself, and that doesn't just cover when you're out in public, it also covers when you're at work as well, depending on where you work and what you do for a living. And I've also got the personal safety videos, which are very useful. That's 12 video, well, it's 11 plus a bonus thrown in, which talks about if you're a solo traveller or if you like to travel solo. Some people do. I occasionally like to go places just on my own and my 2 dogs, but it gives you extra personal safety tips and everything else. But it covers a wide range of different things, how far you can go to defend yourself and all that sort of thing. So it is definitely worth a look. But as I say, Urban Fox was set up because everybody has the right to feel safe. You watching this video have the right to feel safe. If you want to learn some no-nonsense self-defense, come and see me. Other than that, stay safe.